and you're about to hear what we think next on All right, a little bit of James Brown action there. Well, it wasn't really James Brown, but it's my James Brown influence, I guess you would say.
Something like it.
Have you ever seen Blues Brothers?
Yes, it's been quite a while since I've seen the Blues Brothers. We know it's an iconic, excellent movie. Yep. At least the original, right?
So, and if you haven't watched it, oh my gosh, so it crashed in that movie. I think it's got a record for it, but it's a Guinness Book of World Records. But there's a part in there. James Brown is a preacher at a church, and I'm not a religious person, but if there was a church like that with James Brown running it and the dancing and the singing, I'd be there every weekend. It's so
just go to Compton, California. Go to Compton, California. Right. You'll find one.
What up, Lawrence?
What's
Lawrence?
happening, Ryan? How you doing, bro?
How you doing?
I'm great, bro. Happy
we got
Tuesday.
Ourselves a guy. Yeah.
We got somebody saying? Oh, yo.
We got ourselves a guy.
John. Oh, we got ourselves a guy for sure. We got ourselves a dude coach, as Bryant's saying. Smash the like button. Everybody saying what's up to us. Everybody, please say hello to everyone. Kim? We got Brian Cope in the building. Kim. We got my moderator, John, in the building. What's happening, John?
What up, Brian?
Brian Cope. How you doing, Brian? Pleasure to have you this night. Check out Brian Cope, by the way, folks. Also a 49ers content creator in some aspects, I believe. He will be going live a little bit later on today, too.
Oh, what you doing, Brian? Where are you going? Where can we find you later?
You check out Twitter?
Chat.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I didn't see him on Twitter. I see him posting everybody else's stuff. Smash the like button.
We sincerely do. Please hit the like button on both channels. Subscribe to both if you are new to either. Welcome. You know what, Brian? Real quick, while you go ahead and let these folks know, Debo the like button. Both of the like button, please. Let the folks please know what we're going to speak about. I wanted to get dressed up for you all. I'm going to change clothes real quick. Go right ahead, Brian.
Tell you what, let's just do the who is Wilks. You sent me this video, and I thought we should probably play it. So let's kind of figure out by who Steve Wilks is by how he likes to talk and engage with his team.
I can take that. I can take that for sure.
That is us by our San Francisco 49ers. Raj last night.
How'd that go?
Oh, wonderful.
Wonderful. Good.
Probably
real quick. Right. Go ahead. What were you going to say, buddy?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, well, I just want to say real quick, shout out to LeBron. Shout out to LeBron, Ryan, and to everybody. Yes, John, I am watching the Laker game above this. There you go. Above this conversation that we're
reaction is what? Reaction. We got to anticipate that reaction. But discipline now. Guys, we got to make sure that we're wrapping up and we're finishing right here. Okay? Finish. 31 here, but 32 or less. All right. Toss. Okay? Quarterback underneath. Love to run the ball. You try to get down. Yeah. Recognize the two-back set. We'll talk about it on the sideline. Exactly what we got to do from fundamentals and technique. Got to line up, read our key. Got to tackle our ass off. Use your hands and get off blocks. Robert! Slow it down. Slow it down now, okay? Good right here, setting the edge. Good job chasing the hip, Kurt. Sit. There you go. Nice work. Break it down, man. Good job, good job. Then 116. Set, hit, chase. Under control. There you go. Good thing there. Make sure we're still running our feet on contact. Down, water down. Hey, James. You're stronger now, all right, at the top end. He's leaning on you. You got to feel that pressure. You got to lean back. Don't allow him to swat that hand down. I'm off the ball right now, so crowd as much as you can, okay? Hands ready. As soon as I flinch, I want to see you moving your feet. There you go. Ready to shoot your hands now. Boom, right there. Nice. One more time. Let's go. Come on, real quick. Let's go. Come on. Hurry up, Robert. Last one. Let's go. Robert. Hands. Set. Hit. There you see the difference? All right? That's what God gave you. You got to use them, man. So.
Playmaker on 2. 1, 2.
Playmakers. I'm not saying that you can't catch. I'm not saying that. What we're saying is we're trying to. That's why we work on it each and every day. That's all. There's an option. He's trying to run the comeback. Guess what? He'll have no room. But you allow here to give him that little bit of space right there, to catch the ball on the sideline. Keep using that 12th man. So therefore, if he does run a 9 route, you got to pick line. If he tries to run a comeback, no room. No room.
Makes sense. We apologize for all the Carolina Panthers. Well, there you go. We apologize for all the Carolina Panther love, but we had to give that man. We got SpaceX News Daily. Please get that comment up for us, Ryan, if you can. I don't know if I can or if you can. SpaceX News Daily. Did I say that correct? Welcome in. You seem new, at least in my eyes. Maybe Ryan knows you. But he says he or she says we should have kept him. We should have kept him. I think you should have as well. We are very glad to have him in Niner very glad to have him as a faithful going forward. So I want to say here right now live, welcome and good luck to you, Steve Wilks. You have a wealth of talent at your disposal now. A pretty good coaching staff all around and a good organization, in my opinion. What's your thoughts on it, Mr. Ryan, sir?
What is it with crappy teams just trying to consistently stay crappy with making bad moves? I mean, Carolina, SpaceX, I love SpaceX. I was watching SN10 flight video the other day. But why would you trade, or why would you let Steve Wilks walk when you had him in building? You know how many interim head coaches have success? Like none. Like
very
none.
few, dog. Yeah, very few.
Both in the last 2 years, we've had 2 of them, and they both got let go for what looked like to be worse coaches. Look what happened in Las Vegas. Las Vegas rallied around their interim coach. I can't remember the guy's name. They rallied around him. Why not keep him? I think it was such a bad. This is totally our win, their loss.
Jeff Saturday.
SpaceX, appreciate you stopping. Yeah.
Definitely appreciate you, SpaceX. Everybody, please hit the like button.
Yeah. And SpaceX, if you want, both channels are in the description. So if you want to see us again some other time, come in and say what's up. You hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and every time we go live.
Absolutely. We sincerely appreciate you.
He says, and started to rebuild the Carolina, but couldn't finish. Like, why don't you let somebody finish that? Like when you don't have success forever, and then somebody can come around in the middle of a dumpster fire. Not to say that the team's essentially a dumpster fire, but it wasn't going anywhere. You know what I mean? And to turn around and start actually getting somewhere with it. I mean, you've totally. It's like you flatten your own tire. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's actually a pretty good analogy there, my man. I sincerely appreciate you so much. Every matters. Trust and believe us. The YouTube game is a mother. But yes, I sincerely also agree with you. I don't see why you let go of a coach like that. The team, I think he went 6-6 coming in, at the end of the season. Is better than what they were at that point in time. They were under 500. He goes 6-6 without his own players, without his own people, just with what he had at his disposal. And he's able to make it work because he's a motivator. He's a former player. I think he's probably somewhat of a player's coach. And you could just see there from that video. I really love that. He was detailed in everything that he said. He was consistent. He sounded like a calming voice, but also a stern voice to those players. And him bringing that to our defense, him bringing that around Fred Warner, God.
Well, also, like, he's giving them encouragement, but also reminding them of their stuff that you still got to remember. You know what I mean? It's perfect. It's perfect. Build up on somebody's strengths while also reminding them to remember their weaknesses, figure out what's going on.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. You can always get better. If we stop trying to get better, I think you die pretty much. If you stop trying to learn, you stop trying to get better, you're done. So
hold on, Damien, we are going to get to your McGlincthy. Oh, I just want to say, Damien, we're going to get to your McGlincthy question here pretty soon, but there is another one first that goes along. Now,
what's up, Damien?
I don't know. I don't really know how much this guy really did, but I think he obviously did something because Demo, is better. But what's this? Cory Undlin.
Okay, this is a player.
He was the defensive pass game specialist and secondary coach. I think he was the DBs coach. His contract went up and they expired. And so I'm wondering who Steve will who he will bring in. I'm guessing it's somebody on the Panthers. I have a feeling. Would you say it's somebody on the Panthers?
As far as coaches for his staff, I would say.
Well, I mean, in this position.
In that position, DBs. Well, yes, he was a DB coach himself, and also a former defensive back in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. So, yes, I would think that he would bring someone that he is familiar with to our team. We already know, one other position on the defensive line is going to be able to keep Coach Kocurek. That's outstanding. He's not looking to go anywhere. Houston was looking to bring him over there, possibly as their defensive coordinator with our ops now, as the kids say, D'Amico. So he turned that down. So that's one spot filled already. But yeah, for instance, linebackers coach D'Amico is a former linebacker. I'm not sure who the coach is actually for our linebackers right now, as a matter of fact, but that's a good thing. I think he would bring people that he's familiar with. And if you have to think about the defense for Carolina, it was pretty decent. It wasn't our defense, I don't think, but no one was. But their corners were solid, their linebacking core was solid, and their defensive line was solid. So I would hope he brings somebody from over there, because I'm assuming they have some pretty decent coaches.
So what led Coach Kocurek to stay with the 49ers? What's your thoughts?
Well, for me, I think it's familiarity. Try to fucking get the word out. Familiarity with the team, with the players. I think he enjoys Kyle. I also, Coach Kocurek, what was it, 2-3 years ago, got caught down in the undergrounds of Santa Clara Stadium of Old Levi's by, I believe it was Grant Cohn, who actually caught him and asked him this question. And he asked him specifically, did he wish to be a defensive coordinator? And, he specifically said, no, basically, I don't want to be a defensive coordinator. He had the opportunity possibly I don't even know if he really even interviewed for the job here. I don't think that he wants to be a DC. I think he enjoys the offensive line. The defensive line. He said that when he got a chance to look over the entire defense in meetings and things like that, his eyes always would filter back to the defensive line. He played defensive line. He said he has hands in the ground since he was 4, 5, 6, whichever number he said. My apologies. So, you know, I just believe he loves the defensive line and all the intricacies that come with it. And he likes this team. So fit. He knows his job. I'm sure he's been. I'm sorry, my apologies, Ryan. I'm just saying. I'm sure he's been advised by Kyle and John, and clearly has spoken even to you know, our new DC now at this point, Mr. Wilks. He's been assured that his job is fine. Why wouldn't it be? He has the top 1 or 2, 3 defensive line overall in the league. He takes everyone and makes them into something. So he has no reason to leave us. I don't believe he has unfinished business with us as well.
I think it was. I think the reason why he interviewed with Houston was not only a backup plan, because if you're bringing in a defensive coordinator, this defensive coordinator might say, okay, we'll get rid of the wide 9 and coach, you got to go. So it might have been that, but it also might have been, hey, I want a pay raise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Hell yeah.
which in both cases I think is smart. I mean, if I'm him, every year, I'm just going, look, 1 year contract, you know what I mean? And next year I want to get paid more. You know what I mean? If I do good, if my guys do, I want to get paid more, because he could really make as much as a head coach if he can consistently bring a good defensive line. He doesn't have to worry about anything ever, just as long as his salary don't count for cap.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
We can get paid as much.
So no matter what, whether he's at if he works for the 49ers or not, he can get paid as much as, you know, someone's willing to pay for him. And if he can consistently, you know, perform with those players that he has, I mean, he's worth every penny. It's worth every penny. I wish more teams would spend more money on the back end. 49ers would spend more money on the back end to get really good coaches and say, fuck the bottom line. You know what I mean? Let's win something. Let's have everybody in the building. So like players want to. So, you know, why not get the offensive linemen who are extremely gifted, who haven't had a good run at things and need a good situation? Why not bring them here? Because we've got the best offensive line who can turn their career around. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think some of it is Kyle. You know, I don't know. I think Kyle has one of the heaviest hands of all coaches in the NFL over the team. You know, like Bill has one. You know, Belichick, probably McVay. You know, think Randy Reed. We know who is running teams. And I think that Kyle runs this team. You know, I think that Jed does primarily whatever he wants. And just, I'm sorry, real quick, to see Kareem right here at the Laker game and constantly looking up at the scoreboard, the score table and shit like that to see how many points LeBron has is wild. But yeah, I think it's Kyle. I think Kyle also doesn't want a louder voice in the. It's nothing against our coach. I love you, Kyle. But I think he doesn't want a louder voice than his within the building as well. So he's while he does an outstanding job, I believe, of getting coaches, you know, whether high level coach, defensive coordinator, defensive line coach, whatever, or quality control, and then developing the coaches. I think that's where he really wants to keep things. He doesn't want to bring in anyone who could possibly have a louder voice in this locker room and on this team than himself.
Yeah, I think that's what happened with Coach Embry.
Yeah, yep, John Embry. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, you're right, bro.
Let's see. You know about the Purdy's ups on his injury?
Yes. Let's see. Today is Tuesday. It's 49er Tuesday, by the way. It's
came
not
out
a victory
yesterday
Tuesday because we didn't play. Yeah. So we want to make sure we get that in though. Yeah,
No.
they said, but I just remember seeing it either yesterday or Sunday or something like that.
Go ahead.
They were looking into it still. No, you're right. I think he is going to get the surgery after all. I think they're waiting for if from what I read,
I think
I believe it was yesterday. They're waiting for swelling to go down or something like
from
that.
what yes,
What
yeah,
have you heard?
It's we talked about this on the NWO podcast on 49er First Takes channel yesterday, and oh my gosh, like I just explained it that this doesn't mean anything until like a week before he suits up, because the time frames they give us have rarely been accurate whatsoever.
True.
I mean,
especially our team.
We could go back to what is it, Weston Richburg? Like he'll be here next week, and then he never
never played for
the whole season. You know what I mean? Like it's their time frames are just bad. So I suggest everybody that if you don't get caught up in the time frame until he's about to step on the practice field. You know what I mean?
I could agree with that. Or not step on the practice field.
Well, that's basically the thing. If he's not there in OTAs, okay, we'll think about things now. You know what I mean? Where are things going?
Yeah, I think if he's not ready for OTAs, then either in the middle of the two time frames or the second time frame that we all don't want to be, or what the case is. If it's by OTAs, he's not available to us. And if training camp comes, or even a week before training camp, and he's not, 100% clear, something like that, then we know he's going to go into the season more than likely unavailable, is what I'm assuming. I don't like to assume, but, that's pretty much all I can do in shit right now because Kyle's a liar. Again, I love you, Kyle, but you're a liar. So, and John is your puppet.
He gets himself to believe some of the stuff that he says that it turns out to be wrong.
Kyle?
If that makes any sense. Yeah.
No. Well, that's what liars do, bro. When you lie, as much as Kyle Shanahan, I believe, Kyle, I'm talking to you. When you lie, as much as Kyle Shanahan, I believe, does, and rightfully so with his job, you start to believe your lies. I think that's just like human nature, personally. So he doesn't forget necessarily his lies. I will say that, but I'm sure he does. Like you said, he lies so much that he believes some of the stuff that he says.
Let's see.
Okay, make it shut so long. Remember we had a question from Damien, our man Damien Lee. We got much love for him. I'm gonna hit that real quick. So,
would you keep Mike McGlincthy if there's nothing better out there? Yeah, you got to. You know what I mean in that situation. But who's to say? Like Raj, Raj had a stream last night, and Raj was like, "Why don't we just move Burford over, sign Brunskill, and either Poe or Brendel can take over at center, and then we should be good." And I don't know if that's 100% true, because why was Brendel? No, not Brendel. Why was Burford sharing snaps with Brunskill all game, or not all game, but half the season?
Yeah, exactly.
So if that can be overcome, I don't have an issue with it. But if not, then what we're gonna have to do? Swapping out tackles mid game.
Okay, so first of all, folks, I would like to know what y'all think about that. McGlincthy has been a hot button topic for this, and I hate words like that, but he's been a fucking problem for this organization for 5 years. We all have our thoughts on Mike McGlincthy. So what do you folks think? As far whoever's watching, whether you see this now or later on the replay, and either way, thank you so much. Please hit the like button for each channel if you don't mind, and subscribe if you enjoy. If you don't, tell us why. Too. That be fair. But no. So switching Burford over, I can see that, being a possibility. I think he's athletic enough for it. But like you just said, he wasn't perfect last year. I think that AB that we all thought was hot garbage really outplayed him. He may have slipped up a little bit at the end of the season, if I remember correctly. But I think Banks even outplayed Burford as far as our two, young inside guards. So moving Burford out to right tackle, maybe that works. And then all those move everybody over. I definitely think we should sign Brunskill back. I know we all may dislike or maybe like or whatever him too, but I do think we need to sign Brunskill. My dream is to never see anybody wearing the number 69 on this team again. That's above all else. That is what my goal is.
Is that how much you're traumatized by him?
Yes, yes. Like I said on a previous stream, I don't even remember because we all do a lot. You have a good memory, but I'm smoking. So just recently, within the last 4 days or so, I said that fucker, his controller froze. Okay, somebody unplugged his controller on his PS4 or 5 in the middle of the game.
Batteries died.
That nigga's batteries died in his controller. So when I was this year against the Saints,
I've been there too.
Yeah. We all have. All of us have. You do the ball, or you on the running back, and the controller died when you gave it to Christian McCaffrey. Let that motherfucker walk, like Damien is saying right now, and that's the best that he can do. Okay, it is walk. He is a big redwood tree, and I don't want him anymore. I don't like the forest. I'm from the city.
Hey, Damien.
Okay,
you got any ideas on who will replace him? Are they on the team?
And I'm 5'10".
Going out and free agent.
Me, and I'm 5'10" and 40.
I
will play better. I promise you, Faithful, I will play 40. I promise you, I will play better than him because I want to. I promise you. I'm hurting somebody. I'm Dennis Rodman of the team.
I can't lift as much as McGlincthy, but I weigh more.
Yeah, nowhere.
I'm not as tall.
Right. That's ridiculous. He weighs 215. He and I are the same weight. Come on, get out of here, buddy.
Right.
Damien says Cameron Erving. I'm not sure who that is, but I'll take anyone other than Mike McTurnpike. Do we all know what a turnpike is? A turnpike is something that happens, I think, more on the East Coast. It's when you go past those bars when you're trying to get it to the bus station or some shit, or when you give somebody a ticket, or you're at Knott's Berry Farm, and there's a thing right there when you enter into the amusement park and it turns on your stomach. You know that thing? It just nothing stops it. You just go through it. I know you do. I'm
like at the BART train.
Yeah, you just go
turnstile on the BART train. They just got the
turnstile. There you go. Yeah, I call him Mike McTurnpike because you just go right through him, or his controller glitches.
Hey, let's see who this Cameron Erving is.
Who is Cam Erving? Oh, looks like we have our favorite Niner, David McNiner, in the building.
Oh, what up? 1 second. We're looking for the
Cameron Erving. Damien Lee says Cameron Erving is from the Carolina Panthers, so I'm assuming it's their right tackle. We will take any Panthers that he advises. And if we have anybody watching right now, can somebody give us a LeBron score update? I could just look down on my phone, but I don't want to be rude. I'm here for you. We all have to bask in LeBron's greatness. Plus, I'm a Laker fan, even though he's not.
Oh, he's a little older.
A little older. Maybe his controller is used to working then. His controller is good and strong. His controller stays powered up at all times. What's happening, David? We got a few watching. Please hit the like button, everyone, if you don't mind. We sincerely appreciate it. Welcome to basically Fuck It, 49er Talk. All of us fuckers. And does anybody have
get through the ad here?
Take your time, brother. Does anybody have a LeBron James score update? How many points does LeBron James have? You all forced me to look at my phone.
Here we go.
What's happening, Eric?
Bang. Live stream this bad boy. Let's check highlights.
My man, go quick with it.
In this episode, we're going to look at Cam Erving. The Cowboys picked up Cam Erving,
Raiders?
in my opinion, to be a position guy.
No, this is 2 years ago.
Situations
So this
if
is
you
before
need
he
to
was a
have an
Panther.
extra guy that's out there.
Okay. Just give us a
Don't think
face.
that he's the starter by any stretch of imagination. Nevertheless, when
Just do.
he's right here, number 75 on the inside. He's going to do a
Go full screen.
block
Oh, that is
and
full screen.
upfield, and also with that extra demeanor. My thing is, do not look at Cam to be. Look at the aggressive.
So the Chief.
Helping out this particular, and he's able to get back upfield to help out number 15. I love the hustle. I love that. I love it. I love it. And of course, this is playing to echo Wilson. Yeah, that's uncalled for, but you like for your offensive line to get a little grindy with it. Combination, make it to the second.
Something
I like
that Mike
particular
McGlincthy
groove
has
there within
never
the
been.
confines of football. When we look
Grimy,
back at
dirty.
everything, of course, we can say to ourselves,
He went to Notre
everybody could
Dame.
have done
Oh,
this,
he
but
is
this
his
right
run blocking.
guard side, he's able to get to the next level, block multiple guys, engage with number 98, gets off of 98, get linebacker, spring
He can move.
open
And you know you got to be able to move to
for the
be
running back.
an offensive lineman on our team.
Top of that, we love to see that. Not a hate, of course. I know people would like to full assessment
Lawrence-
of the hate
Lawrence
aspect
likes an
of it.
offensive
And he
flick
grew
knife.
his stride. And he
That's
finished
all. That's all.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have some weight in your ass.
Are we looking for him
Don't
to
you
come in?
that wallet?
Or be all no?
You should have a
Oh,
much,
no. We looking
much
for
more
him to
stronger base, my
come
man. Your
in
wallet is
to be
fat.
that guy in situations like this. Finishing.
What up,
I like it,
Eric?
playing through the echoes of the whistle.
Thank you, Eric.
I love it. I love it. Now here's Cam again. Now he's on the left side, left guard, so he can give you some interior play, and he's versatile, and he can run some route concept as well. I look at all of these things. Of course, it's him getting the second level again, and for the running back. Of course, if we go through and comb through all of these plays, offensive lineman is always a crafty situation. It's always a good play. Here's him engaged right here. Can he get to the next deal? Keep engaged. Now, tight end here got multiple lanes right here. We'll say crease it out to get multiple yards, but he tried to back, and this guy misses his block right here. Whiffs on the block. And
Why
we'll
don't
see
more
from there.
actually know
Whiffs
how to use
and
their
allow the
blockers?
tight end to get tackled, but still aggressive, moving the
You
ball
know what I'm saying?
forward. Here's Cam on the right side. As we see him lined up at the
One of the
spot.
things I look
You
for
know,
in a
he
rack.
He
If
falls
you
down,
can't
gets
figure out
out
how
of
to
the
use
club,
your blockers
back up,
and
look
get
for the
your
ball
block-
to catch the ball.
get defensive
and of course,
players to
he
get
don't
attached
have
to
it
your
up through
mid,
his hand. So
you got no
the
reason
ball's
being
out,
on any
but
team.
versatile aspect of here he is right here. Again, he's going to fall, get thrown out of the club. Still look up to get the field.
He's a guard.
Of course, Cowboys picked him up. Yes, he had a first round grade on him back in the days. He didn't
guard.
up to his expectations.
But we
from
just
team
need
to
offensive
team.
linemen anyway, to be honest with you.
Cowboys don't look for him to be the end all be.
Don't forget, we have Jalen
Look
Moore
at
against
it
some
from
stuff.
this perspective that he's
I-
a tackle maybe, or he's a
Oh.
good guy that can fit into the system
Says
to
it's
help
swing
out
tackle.
in the pinch.
Damien has
Let
a
me know your
good-
thoughts.
Damien
Let
has
me
a
know
great
how
comment.
you guys feel of Cam Erving. I know a lot of people want
Great breakdown, sir.
player evaluation,
Wherever
still
you are.
365.
Old black
And I
man.
like that. He got positional flex, and he's aggressive in a
That's
sense.
clearly an old black man.
I love it. That mentality
About
to the
53.
table. That I'm all for your. Remember, you're listening to But the Best. Salute.
Did he say salute on the way out? All right. Anyway,
Yeah, sure.
Mike McGlincthy reminds me of Bambi's mom. That look of just exasperation in her face before she dies. Just utter despair. Just worthlessness. Nothing
Bro.
left inside of them.
Damien. Oh man.
McGlincthy. There you are. I like.
Wait.
I mean,
I
he looks like
got
he's a
something to
guard.
go off of that. I got
Yes.
a little bit to go off of that. Watching him pass protect is like after his mom gets shot. Is the feeling you get after his mom gets shot. You know, horrified.
Yeah, horrified.
You know, not knowing what is going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, what will happen tomorrow? You have no idea.
It's like your world is pretty much starting over every single time
Right.
he goes to pass pro. Yeah. So your mom just you lost a parent, and then boom, what the fuck is happening in the next hour? What is next for my life? Yeah, every time somebody drops back, that's pretty much how I feel. It's like going on a roller coaster ride, every snap.
Speaking of what the fuck happened,
yeah,
here we are. Kyle and James had a falling out. So let me preference this with some rumors that have been going around just to kind of set the whole scene for people. Ryan Hensley came out saying that Jimmy Garoppolo might have been healthy enough to play in the NFC championships. And they're saying that because of that, there was a riff. Well, no, that wasn't said first. I don't think he said there was a riff. They was just saying there was a that came out that said Jimmy could play and that he decided he wasn't going to. And then later it came out that there was a riff between it. So it's more backs up what Ryan Hensley's saying. Because what would all of a sudden cause a riff? You know what I mean? But I just want to speak my piece on this first. I think it was them going, hey, Jimmy could be back for the Super Bowl, and Jimmy going, I'm not coming back for the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? I wonder if it was that. Because so if Jimmy had a boot on 9 days prior, okay, let's say that he wasn't faking it, right? And wasn't keeping it on for no reason. You know what I mean? Doctors were like, you need to have this boot on, right? 9 days later, I would not put him out on the field. I was a student athletic trainer in high school. Okay. I'm
cool.
Very limited in the knowledge on that, but I've got more so than the average person about, time frames on injuries and when to be back on the field. You know what I mean? And me personally, if they were in a boot, it would be 2 weeks at least minimum before I'm even thinking about really putting them back on. And they're talking about 9 days. And I got to explain this too. Like, so when you hurt your ankle or whatnot, you get you're trying to immobilize it with tape or with that boot. You know what I mean? But the boot is trying to totally immobilize it. And when you totally immobilize it, not only do the muscles start getting weak, but also the joints, the ligaments, they don't need as strong because they're having their job done for them. The boot is doing their job for them. So when they're not being used, they get weak. You know what I mean? They don't need to be used. So that's why you come back from the boot. You can't just go out there and just tape it up. There's still bad stuff that can happen because if you go out there without any tape, it's going to be horrible. You're going to have an even worse injury because you didn't bring it back slowly. So normally what people do is they tape it very heavily, then they tape it lighter. And then like what we used to do was we used to use something that was like, it was like an ACE bandage, but a little more sturdier, less elasticity, a lot less. But we would wrap that around their ankle to tape because it would give you more flex than the tape job would, but it still give them more rigidity, so they wouldn't just be out there without anything on. And then after that cloth wrap, you went with nothing. You know what I mean? And you were trying to get with nothing. Now, a lot of these players now already tape their ankles 100% of the time. Okay.
Yeah.
Think about that. Yeah. So I don't know. What's your thoughts?
Well, as far as, he makes me sick, everything about him. No matter no matter what it is. So what I've learned in life is like when you don't like someone, when you get to the point in life where you don't like someone, you know, nothing that they do is good. Nothing that they do is right. And in turn, I feel that when you really, really like someone, oftentimes they can do no wrong. Believe me, I know a lot about that. Everything that he does to me is against the team. And I'm really, I really, really love the 49ers. I really, really love football. My sons and I come together over football since the day they've been born, basically. I bred them. Football means a lot to me. It really does. I take football very seriously. And I take the 49ers very, very seriously. I really do. Too serious. He is a detriment to the 49ers, to me, and everything about his aura, including his current injury, including his physical limitations as a quarterback, and including his, from day one, I feel, relationship with Kyle Shanahan. His injury-prone status, or whatever, his status as an injury-prone player has caused Kyle to sour on him from the beginning, I believe. He's come back multiple times, and he gets injured again. Marcellus Bennett, one of those two twins, tight ends, and then, of course, Edelman, I think, a little bit, and maybe one other player from the Patriots have called him the B word. I'm not even going to be disrespectful to that man right now. I'm just going to keep this 100. They called him out of his name, and that circulated over the last day.
They were very adamant about it also. And, well,
extremely.
One called him out, and then the other ones laughed in almost agreement, I would say.
I would say, yeah, 100% agreement, Ryan.
Yeah.
So just to end on this, I'm sorry, I don't even want to just get to ranting on him.
No, please, man, get it out.
Well, him and Kyle have not got along because he's limited, because of his injury-prone situation. Also, because he came into this team, and Kyle has still not, no matter how what we all think. Fuck Krishan Rock, Damien. I wish he knew my name. I'll make her regret it. But I believe he's one of those voices that could have been bigger than Kyle's on the team. And I think that Kyle always disliked that as well. These people, and I mean, when I say these people, I mean those players in the locker room flock to him like literally like Jesus. Like whatever your Jesus is, folks, no disrespect. Or if you don't have whatever, okay? So, and he hasn't been worth it. He's not that kind of quarterback. He's not a gatherer, a hunter-gatherer, bringing everybody together in the offseason and shit like that. He's a faker in every aspect of him, in my opinion. And I don't know that man. All I can do is just watch him in all different
You can't
types
even
of ways.
turn George Kittle's tweets, bro.
Yeah, text. Yeah, text, and he doesn't return.
Yeah,
That's just not
text.
A joke or fake.
About
that shit is real.
Game. Like,
oh yeah, probably about real shit. He just
he was talking about like, what do you want me to do if this happens, this and this? Like, he's trying to figure things out. Hold on, Steve O brought up something, and I want to highlight this. Rich put this out today. Made me kind of think about things. Shout out to Celts.
Other quarterbacks get hurt, and it's the line. I don't know. It wasn't the line when he ripped it, when he juked to the wrong side. He juked off the wrong leg in Kansas City. It wasn't the line then. It wasn't Kyle then. Now Kyle running Trey.
I'm sure
I saw this
probably
too from Celts. Yeah.
I'm sure you probably can't.
Shout out to Celts.
See,
all of you.
Only 3 years. Only 3 years did he have a quarterback in his system that lasted the whole season. Like the starting quarterback lasted. Every other one, he's at least back to his backup, and many times he's gotten to his third string quarterback.
So why is
Well,
that? Is that so?
not like it's not. There's a lot,
Everybody wasn't
especially in his
RG3.
Niners tour.
It has to be. It has to be some Kyle, because there's a pattern.
It's 2 years of
clear
RG3
pattern.
starting and Kirk Cousins finishing. Well, it's not. But
Okay,
him
well, yes,
getting in there
but
too.
and even my point is everybody's not quarterback power with Trey and Kyle. I still blame you no matter what, just because for Trey, just because I want to. Everybody's not RG3. Everybody's not Johnny Manziel. He's not calling those plays all right. Whatever for everyone. We have Matt Ryan. We have Matt Shaw. We have James. So they can't get around. They can't do anything. Whatever. So, but his lines, right? His play calling, what our running scheme is, maybe that has something to do with it. The linemen that we actually bring in, right? That he brings in to all his teams, just the way that he coaches lends towards your quarterback having the ability to get hurt, because we don't see this happen with a lot of other teams are making it all the way through until their quarterback starts running, or just getting hit in the pocket and shit like that is not getting people fucked up like it did to us this season. So I don't know if you agree with why it's happened, but I think that him having all those quarterbacks miss time has to be somewhat a product of him.
Well, so Steve-O brings up a good point here. He says Solid McDaniels, QB's got hurt. The coach is not blamed there. But once he put this up, I immediately thought,
that's an excellent point.
Aren't they using the same system?
Ding, ding, ding. So, Steve,
maybe
I think that's
maybe it's the system and not the quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's the system. I think it's Kyle, because that's Kyle's system. He's brought that from Washington and Houston and wherever the fuck else he was at, Atlanta, and then in here. Kyle's system has got quarterbacks hurt everywhere because everybody's not the same type of quarterback. He's not calling the same types of plays for all of the quarterbacks. So it's not just Kyle, because Matt Schaub, or Matt Ryan and James Garoppolo, he doesn't call running plays for them. So
I call him James now too.
Thank you. That's why I have a lot of love for you. I mean, I don't have any more love for him, so I don't call him any more petty nicknames. His name is James. So check his birth certificate. So yeah, I think it's Kyle system, not just Kyle. That's why you don't maybe see Saleh and Mike getting the blame in Miami and New York, because for one, they also don't have as much of a history. Kyle got the sting, got the stamp on his ass when he ended RG. He didn't end it though, but when he ended RG3's career, when he fucked RG3 up, he has a lot of blame that's been sprinkled on him by the league, by fans, that he ended or was partially to blame for ending RG3's career, and it's just followed him all the way here.
I saw a clip from Hassan Reddick today, and Hassan Reddick essentially echoed the same thing that Kyle and everybody has all said, like, hey, I am supposed to worry about the run. And that's what that plane's designed to do. But what he didn't say, and this is what was said, I think he said in the spaces is I watched the run and I played the run the first time. So the second time I didn't worry about it because that's what they want me to do. Essentially, this is what I'm seeing. Like, he's like, yeah, that's what they want me to. So I'm going against it because then I could be a wrecker, a game wrecker. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
I can change things. And he didn't say that at all, but you could tell he was holding back from saying something. I think that was it. Because he doesn't know when he's going to see the 49ers again, or anybody who runs that system. Anybody who runs that system, you just, hey, every once in a while, you got to totally ignore the run. And especially when it's a situation, where you think it's advantageous for them to pass. You know what I mean? So,
well, you have a couple of things there that he can use, right? Passing downs, or possible passing downs, right? And then the quarterback that you have. So if it's RG3 or Lamar or hopefully Trey, and the run is coming, you want to fucking watch the quarterback, I think, just as much as the running back. But if it's Brock Purdy or Tom Brady or James, fuck the run. You have 10 other, don't you have 10 other players on your team at all times? So
well, it also depends on your coverage, your play that your defense is calling, because you can't be calling that on like a cover zero. You know what I mean?
And you just come,
yeah.
You just do it. Everybody's going back, and then there's no help if they get through. Then it's just right. But just in general, if he's going to come, and it's first down, and they're going 1st and 10, and they hand off, fuck going for the run. For me, I would go for the quarterback. If it's Brock Purdy, maybe the first run of the game, 1st and 10, fine, go for the running back. But just like he said, and like you're saying, but after that, if it's 1st and 10 and they're handing off, and it's iffy whether or not it's going to be a handoff or not, or the quarterback does any type of action, I would still go for the quarterback myself personally. I would do that playing Madden. That's what my eyes.
It could have been analytics too, where it's like 2nd and 6, they go for a pass, but they do play action. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, hey, it's 2nd and 6. You know what I mean?
Maybe they're not going to run the ball.
There's play action. Let me just not even worry about it. Beat him to his spot.
Perfect. Like you said, analytics, and that is a perfect analytical drive or down in the drive and actually yardage to go. 2nd and 6. Yeah, 2nd and 6. No, I'm not going to go for the run. I'm going for the quarterback. If he goes, if it's a play action team. Shout out to Grandizer in the building. Oh, man.
Grandizer, what up?
Hit the like button,
Thank
as he said, folks.
Appreciate
that. I think that's a perfect thing.
We're streaming on both channels too. You can check the description and come over and give me a like if you would, please, sir. Much appreciated.
Absolutely, please, Grandizer. Subscribe to my man Ryan. Grandizer is one of the biggest and best supporters on YouTube. Sincerely, that's not a joke. Of anybody.
Really, Grandizer? Okay.
We're talking about your man Mike McDaniel and his scheme.
You're a Dolphins fan.
He's a Dolphins fan.
I see people talk about Mike McGlincthy. Don't get him, dog. Tua needs better. Tua needs way better.
It's the kid.
Bro, I would give up everything for like Tristan Wirfs if I was them. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was them, I'd give up everything for Tristan Wirfs. Protect that kid.
Please get him some protection.
I feel sorry.
And
for
that's
him.
his blind side is the right tackle. Remember that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why you should go out and spend big money on Tristan Wirfs, because that's the man you need, or somebody along his stature. You know what I mean? There's no messing around. But this year's deep in the draft, I guess, for linemen. So you might be able to come up with somebody on the draft for you. So
my take, Ryan, for the right tackle position, please. I guess really it's 2 parts, or maybe even 3 parts. But if we keep that sorry sack of shit, we must draft someone. Even if we let him walk, I think so. The first thing is we must draft a future starting tackle. Even if it's it's not our 2nd round. I think we're going to move up into the 2nd round. No, we don't have a pick there yet right now, faithful. But I believe John and Kyle are going to work some magic. We have like 11 or 12 picks right now. And I'm pretty sure that they're going to package at least a couple of them and move up somewhere to the 2nd round. So I don't know if our 2nd round pick is it. But then, boom, Damien said Indy offered a 2nd round pick for McGlincthy a year ago because of Quentin Nelson. And what's wrong with Quentin Nelson? But anyway, I think we get into the 2nd round. But even if it's not there, 3rd, 4th, whatever, I think we need to be looking to draft, or our magic round, the 5th round, drafting our future left tackle, really, or right tackle, or just tackle, period, just swing tackle. We need to do the work this draft on our offensive line. I think I think we have the quarterback in the building. And maybe we've always thought that we were a quarterback short, but maybe we were just a even more dominant offensive line. Not Kyle having to make shit work and happen and all that shit, but just an actual dominant, nasty offensive line away from the Super Bowl. Because that's what the Chiefs did, and they went right back to where they're at, as usual. And Philadelphia has the best offensive line in football basically this season. They have a Hall of Fame center, and who's in the Super Bowl. We got no pressure on them whatsoever because they have a right tackle and a left tackle. So Bosa couldn't switch around. He was neutralized. So I think this year, we need to be drafting a tackle that they know is going to start. Not that they feel is going to start, not that's coming off an injury, but we need to draft for the offensive line this season to get, because Purdy, you, me, Trey, any of us, not named James, can get us to the Super Bowl if they have time, I believe, because Purdy didn't have any. But Brandon was wide fucking open by 18 yards. That guy was down there tying his shoes on Purdy's pass to Brandon Ayuk. It was likely 6 or a whole lot of yards, but he had no time because the turnpike and that weak ass wide receiver that's playing tight end. Please go ahead.
I want to say shout out to It's That Kid.
Yes, again, it's a kid. What's happening?
Never seen him before. I wanted to say what's up. Thank you for stopping in. David McNiner, real quick. Don't forget to remind folks that it's free to subscribe. Oh, yes, it is. We asked people. It's like pretty much like a man's agreement. Please, if you're gonna watch our content, please hit the button, that subscribe button. It only takes a second. Yeah. You get the use of all our past catalogs. You know, you get the use of everything that comes out in the future. Just give us a shout out by subscribing and liking. We appreciate it
sincerely.
Just like Grandizer right here, he subbed and liked. He hopes to catch the content we drop later. See this?
Thank you, Grandizer.
Appreciate you, Grandizer. Yeah, let's switch up to the next topic. What do you think about what Steve Young had to say on Trey Lance and Brock Purdy?
I just know that yesterday he said something came out. I guess he was on the golf course. Can you tell me what he said?
Yeah. So he pretty much said, I like Trey's this and that, but Brock is the guy right now. Brock is the guy. I think we need to go with Brock. That's pretty summing it up. The chat, let me know if I got that wrong at all, or if you would expand on it. But that's pretty much what he said.
Sounds like probably what he said. My thoughts on that are they're both coming off of injury. I want them to just if they're both available for OTAs, I just want them to just go head up one-on-one. I think it's fair. Trey has a year in the league more than Brock. Brock got to play a half a season and playoff football and really get the full probably complement or just about the full complement of our playbook. So they both have, some up on the other, some down, some aspects or whatever, some things that they both can do, some things that they both can't do. I think it would be a fair opportunity to give them just head up, man to man, in camp and see who's better. And whoever plays better and has better control of the team, but also plays better, because control of the team changes throughout the year, I believe, based upon how the team does. So whoever plays best with the team, just start them. And whoever's the least injured at that time, because Trey's coming off a very gruesome bad ankle injury, and Brock is coming off a not as gruesome looking, but very, very serious injury to his throwing arm. So they're both in really fucked up shape, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I just say whoever's healthiest and whoever's playing best starts.
If Trey can move the ball just as much as Brock Purdy can, whether he has more incompletions, but he has longer attempts / completions, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Like if I want to see Trey in there, the reason being is because he needs to really what he's got. He needs attempts. He needs the live fire. You know what I mean? So if he can move the offense down the field competently enough, I want to see him be the quarterback over Brock Purdy for at least like the first half of the season.
Okay.
So, you know, like through the season, if he's not doing so well, but you're still doing things, he yeah, if he can't do things, you know, put in Brock Purdy, let Brock Purdy finish it out, see if we can't get something going. But other than that, I think, you know, by about 5 or 6 games in, I think
yeah, well, I mean,
Trey could be doing something. You know what I mean? Like the guy's got a cannon for an arm. If he doesn't see anything or he's got issues, he can hit. He can get out of the pocket, and if there's nothing from there down the field from that point on, he can run for a first down. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I swear he offers more. And hey, look, you've seen how Brock Purdy can come in and win a game.
Yeah,
you could even take them in and out on drives. I would think. You know what I mean? If you run the same offense, nobody else is really going to figure it out except for, you know, the wide receivers. And the wide receivers have already had to figure out how to catch Trey's ball. They already know, obviously, how to catch Brock Purdy's ball. So what's the issue? You know what I mean? Let's see if we can't just, you know, Trey needs experience. And if we've got 2 really good quarterbacks on this team, then let's just figure out what we actually have. Get some capital for the one we don't want to keep. You know what I mean? Like if they're both good, we obviously want to keep Trey. Trey's got our ceiling, right? Okay, so Purdy, we can deal Purdy off to a good situation for him. You know, we deserve to give him to a good spot, but yeah. Other than that,
okay. Well, let's see.
Battle out.
I think you are 100%. And if you don't mind, it's the kid just made a comment on that kind of goes right along with what you're saying.
Right here.
He said, I'd go with Brock after his performance. Although with his injury, boom, we need to get Trey going. So that's kind of where I'm at too. And you just said the same thing. I didn't know what your thoughts are. I don't know if I've caught them on any of our streams or streams with others or on Twitter or anything. But and by the way, follow us on Twitter at No Border Sports on Twitter, if I'm not mistaken, and at Bam Bam LLD on Twitter. Appreciate that. But yes, I personally think that, and would like to, as the kid said, I would like to get Trey going. And like you just said, at least by game 6 of the season, we're going to know if he has control of the offense. We're going to know if we know Brock Purdy can play here. We know where his ceiling pretty much is. We would know the same thing after those same amount of games. It wouldn't be any more or, you know, much less than what Brock Purdy played all this year, which was what, maybe 9-10 games. By week 6, week 7, we'll know whether or not he can play and whether or not he's our future. And he has those capabilities that Brock Purdy doesn't have. He does not have a cannon arm. He does not have that 50-yard rollout that we saw. He does not have the ability to escape the pocket. And the man he just got to get used to, you know, I think he just needs reps, man. I really do. I would prefer he went out and be what we all thought he was when we took him, what I thought he was when I sat in my living room and watched him get drafted. I had goosebumps. I just felt, for multiple reasons, but I just felt after watching him, as I did my draft shit. I wasn't even on YouTube yet, you know what I'm saying? But I did my draft shit between myself and my sons, and I said, this kid can play. And when we drafted him, I felt that he's going to be able to play. And then when I heard him speak, when I saw who he is and what we had at the time leading the team, I said, this kid is going to be good for us. And I would like to get a chance to see if that's true. If it's not, sit his ass down or ship his ass out too. That is how I feel as a forward. No, I care about the name on the front of the jersey. I really don't care about the name on the back of the jersey. I've grown up like that. And I don't care if it's Trey or Dr. Dre. It doesn't matter. If you don't play good, boom, out of here. As bad as I want him to be in the fucking get the yellow jacket, the gold jacket for us one day. If he doesn't go that way, get his ass out of here.
So Grandizer just realized that we hired Wilks, and he says any buzz on who bring to the from the Panthers to his new 49ers staff. Yes, we started off with that. That was the big news, but actually, our secondary coach, who essentially coached the DBs, his contract expired. They're obviously not going to bring him back because Wilks is coming in. Grandizer, who would you think on his staff would fill that role from the Panthers? I guess you could help us out if we could, because we've got half the puzzle piece, and I think you might have the other one. It might come off of a previous staff he's worked on, but I don't know. You think he, if he did something last year, he might have somebody over there in mind that he might want to bring up. Who got promoted after he got? Who got promoted to the secondary coaching position after he got promoted to interim head coach?
I appreciate that compliment, Grandizer. I see the comment that you left.
Oh my gosh.
That's very nice of you. Just threw me off right there. That's my guy. ABC Wide World of Sports. I'll take that. I will take that. Oh. Anywhere you want to go.
I would let Mosley and Jimmy Ward walk. Ooh. To let Steve draft younger players. Mosley's hungry. Yeah. That guy, man.
I don't think he's hungry. Just
that guy's a dog.
Injuries, but Ryan, you got any? Well, I'm not sure.
Final closing thoughts.
You got? Yeah, you got some final closing thoughts.
I just want to thank everybody who came out today. Damien Lee, Grandizer, obviously.
CG.
It's that kid. Who else? We have David McNiner. Did I say that? I know I said Damien Lee. Am I missing anybody who came in there? Steve Supremo. It's the kid. Supremo. Yes.
David McNiner. Jong.
Eric Wallace.
The X is silent.
There you go.
Shout out to our favorite Seattle.
Joan.
Person.
E. Kim. Brian
Eric.
Culp.
Absolutely.
Lawrence. Yeah. I want to thank all of them. And shout out to the Niners for actually making a good decision and getting John Wilks.
Yeah, shout out to John and Kyle and Jed for getting Steve Wilks. We sincerely appreciate that. I think as a collective, we all are on board with Steve. And I want to say, Mr. Wilks, sir, welcome to the Niner gang. Niner gang or don't bang. So you just got handed the keys to a Ferrari on defense. Please don't.
And with that, we out.